Okay. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I am the Y2K collector, and it's been a while since you've heard my voice. I know it's just been so crazy these past few days, even these past few weeks. We are getting close to the middle of December, and this is just a busy time of year. And so haven't had a ton of time to, put together these quick pickup videos in this vlog format that I do them in. But it doesn't mean that I haven't been able to snag up some really gnarly deals over the past couple of weeks. And I'm excited to share some things with you. As you know, I have been kind of slowly building this DS and 3DS collection, and I'm just about done on those. I don't think there's any more games on either of those handhelds that I want. Obviously, if I run into something at a thrift store that's worth my while, that's a couple bucks, I won't pass on that. But in terms of the ones that really stood out to me, the titles that I thought I would enjoy on both handhelds, those are I do have a few pickups on those. And then I've always been into disc based collecting and like Switch and kind of almost like SD card size games, just because they're easier to store. I don't have a game room, I just have a few shelves, so the smaller the form factor, the better, which is why I don't really collect for SNES, N64, anything just with a big case on it. But I did say that I was going to create room on my shelf for any SNES shmups or kind of like side-scrolling beat-em-ups. So I do have a SNES lot here that I'm going to share in this video, and we'll just get into it. Maybe I'll do a little bit of jabbering and blabbering. It's been a while, but I do want to kind of first get into some of these games real quick because we do have some cool ones. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with some Switch pickups. Yes, the Switch, still getting some great finds for the Switch, and one of those is Eastward. Now, Eastward is a very, very, very cool RPG, an action RPG, kind of like a top-down style. You play as this guy who's kind of like a coal miner. He works in the mines, and he's got this reputation for being pretty a tough guy basically, and he has this girl following him. And really, I played a little bit of this game. The art style on this game is amazing. The story is actually funny. And in like the very beginning of the game, you have to play like a Dreamcast, which is funny. They have like a Dreamcast in the game, and you kind of have to play the games near like this corner store. It's just pretty cool. It's just a very different game, and I would definitely recommend checking out Eastward. Then you all know that I love my action games, and there is an amazing 3D action game that came out. I don't know if this is if there's gonna be like a North American release of this game, but I did get the import version, and that is Metallic Child. And this is kind of like an action, kind of like hack and slash beat 'em up style kind of action game. Very cool, very fun. Like I said, this is an import. Did get this from PlayAsia, just came in. And I'm excited to kind of see what this is about. Hopefully it does get a North American release, but Metallic Child, don't know a ton about the game, but I did see some gameplay, knew it was coming out, wanted to add that to the collection. So those are some Switch pickups that we got there. Now let's get into this SNES lot, which is pretty nice. So first up, we have D-Force on the SNES. I think this is kind of like a helicopter style shoot 'em up, which is pretty cool. Y'all know I love my shoot 'em ups. And then we have here Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I mean, I wasn't the biggest Power Rangers fan, but I did watch some Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. For me, it came on Channel 5, and I used to watch that back in the day. And yeah, this is just a cool one. Pretty clean, these games, but that was a cool one. That's kind of like a side-scrolling beat 'em up type game, kind of like that. Then I got RoboCop 3. This game is hard. man, straight out the gate, this game is hard. I don't even think you get an option to put this on easy. This is a tough one. It's like a run and gun shooter. If you ever seen RoboCop, go hit up Netflix, Hulu. I'm sure RoboCop 1 through 3, one of them has to be on there. And check it out. RoboCop is a classic. I think the first one is the best one. Yeah, first RoboCop is the best one. I don't know about the rest. And we have another cool one here. Oh, yeah. I remember my brother beating this game. This is another tough game. Kind of tough. Not super tough. But ActRaiser, right? This is a really cool game. This is like a side-scrolling platformer. You have a sword. You have like, I think like one type of power-up or special move rather. And I heard they're coming out with like a remake of this for like the PS5 or like the Xbox. I heard there's a remake coming out for ActRaiser. So, but this is cool. If you want to see where it all started, check it out. ActRaiser on the SNES. And I don't typically do these types of games. But this one looks pretty cool to me. And that is, what is that? Soldiers of Fortune. This is also a part of it. This is a very cool, kind of like top-down shooter game, like run and gun shooter style. And it's just very interesting. The levels are interesting. The gameplay is pretty cool. I kind of like it. And this is one that was included there. So some really nifty, some really cool. I think we had one shmup in there. Those are actually mostly side scrollers. I don't know why I thought it was mostly shmups, but yeah, mostly side scrollers on that, some beat 'em ups, and then we had that one good shmup on there. All right, now we're going to kind of get into the DS stuff, which is really cool. And we're going to start it off with one DS game that we were able to pick up. And this is Aliens Infestation. So saw this. This was actually online. I think this was on Mercari. I threw out an offer that I thought was pretty decent for this game, and they accepted. And so I went ahead and got it. And this is complete in box, very clean, very nice. And you know what I'm about, that run and gun action. And that's pretty much what this is, run and gun action. I like the fact that you can like duck and like shoot over boxes without actually standing up and getting hit. It's pretty cool. I like this game. And it's pretty, it's going to be a fun one to dive into. All right, so I figured I'd save some of the cooler pickups for last. And those are my 3DS pickups. And I'm really excited about these. So first one, we have an action RPG here that we're all familiar with, this franchise. But this on the 3DS is pretty cool. So the first one up is Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. So this is actually pretty cool looking. I saw a little footage on it and I figured I'd check it out. And so this is one that I did get on the 3DS. Then we have, this is one, so I didn't really want to get an N64, and some of the best N64 games have been remade, and now we have the 64 on the Switch. So this is one that I figured I'd get handheld, and that's the Ocarina of Time on the 3DS. Pretty good. You can get a lot of these games sealed for like $19.99. Sealed 3DS games for $19.99, which is, that to me, that's pretty cheap, especially for the 3DS, which recently was discontinued. And by recently, I want to say within the last few years, last 2-3 years maybe, it was discontinued. So you know what happens when things become limited. So that is one that I got there. Then we have another Zelda game here, and that is the Majora's Mask 3D. So pretty cool one here. That's another classic to have in the handheld format. Really like that. Also sealed. Then we had pretty much Yoshi's New Island. The art style on this is amazing. So definitely a cool one. That is also sealed. And then, you know, I'm a big fan of this franchise as well. Super Smash Bros. 3DS. Not the best Smash Bros. Experience, but it was on the 3DS. I know they've got those amiibos for it. Those are probably through the roof. I don't even know. I don't do the amiibo thing, but this is a cool one to get. And again, sealed. Then we have, this is a cool one that I was excited about to see here. And that's Kid Icarus on the 3DS. This is Uprising. This is a special edition one here. Like a 3D action game here. So pretty sick. I got that one. And then last but not least, we have an RPG here. Pretty cool. So Seventh Dragon 3 code VFO on the 3DS. So a pretty cool special edition. Love Sega. They've got some amazing RPG franchises under their belt. So really cool one. Oh yeah, and then there's one more here. This is so expensive to get on the Switch and almost every other console, and I think the 3DS is the most affordable console to get this game for, and that is going to be Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. And I think you can still get this for like the regular price that it released for, $39 or $49 or something like that. So sealed again. So pretty cool. Shantae is a very fun game. I have all of the other Shantae games on Switch except for Pirate's Curse. So I guess this completes the cipher, because I'm definitely not paying $300 for the Switch version. But that's cool to get. And this is like, you know, games like Shantae, doesn't really matter what console you play them on, because they're really like 2D sprite-based games, and they're going to look great regardless. So that's a cool one to have. And that does it, actually, for this week's pickups. Yeah, it's been the games that we're going after are real concentrated. I think that, you know, we're getting to a point where shovelware, a lot of shovelware, I feel like the value on shovelware is dropping faster than anything else, especially with, you know, everyone putting out these videos of how they're taking hundreds or thousands of games and trading them in. I think it's great that they're doing that. You know, that's the best way to utilize shovelware, but it's going to get to the point where I think it's just going to be really hard for people to sell that stuff online, or the prices are just going to go down. I think, you know, limited stuff, stuff that everyone really wants to play, stuff that gamers are very aware of, and then it's even crazier when gamers and just the general public are aware of a good game. So I think that's the stuff that is going to get harder to come by. That's going to be a lot more expensive to collect, just because of, you know, the nature of their scarcity, and they're just fun games to play. So it'll be interesting to see what happens moving here forward, and we still have about 2 weeks left in December, so there's still plenty of time to kind of round out your collections. I'm really excited to put together my video game collection video. I think you all will enjoy that. And once these last pre-orders roll in, should be able to get going on the filming for that. So hope you've all had a great week. Hope December's treating you well thus far. And look forward to seeing you in the next video. I am the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.